Hello, this is Kate from Daily Tarot Girl, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. For this week's reading, I am using the Elemental Wisdom Tarot, and this is a deck from Taroteca Studios. All right. So, my intention with this reading, as always, is to get an overview of the week ahead and just kind of highlight some of the opportunities, the energies that might be coming up for us this week. So, as always, I invite you to share your own interpretations of the card in the comments below and to check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I've got lots of fun tarot learning resources on there for you to check out. And before I dive into the reading, I want to just let you know that I'm teaching a workshop on Saturday morning. So if you're watching this on a Friday, it's still time to sign up. It's a workshop on tarot for creative writing. So it's a 2 to 2.5 hour workshop Saturday morning, November 18th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. I'll put all the details below if you want to check it out. It's going to be lots of fun, so hope to see you there. Okay, beginning of the week, Monday, Tuesday-ish, we have the Two of Coins. Now, the Two of Coins, as you can see, there's someone who's juggling. They're juggling 2 coins, and there is this infinity symbol, this figure 8, which to me is kind of a symbol of, well, it's a symbol of infinity. And if you trace the symbol with your fingertip, it never ends, right? It loops back and forth and goes around and around and around in that kind of figure 8 shape. And to me, the message here is that life is always happening. Life will always be busy, and there's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be things that need doing and need taking care of. And you may find at the beginning of the week that you might have a lot on your plate. Maybe you're juggling a lot of different things. And it's not about working harder or trying to be more productive or getting it all done. It's really more about kind of getting into, like, finding a groove, kind of getting into a routine, getting into your groove, finding more of a sense of flow so that you can go with the flow and that you don't feel like you're fighting against things. It's the difference between, like, when you're in your groove, when you found that flow, it doesn't necessarily matter how busy you are, how many things you're focused on. But if you're not in your flow, it will feel like you're swimming upstream all the time. Even if you're not that busy, you'll get really overwhelmed by just a few things. So Two of Coins is definitely saying, it might be beginning of the week might be busy. This is a good time to kind of get your ducks in a row, get organized, and find your flow, get into your groove. Now, that's going to look different for everyone. Whatever helps you get into your flow, get into your groove. I find for me, there's like certain routine things that I do in my day. Like if I start my day a certain way, that tends to carry through for the whole day. So there's certain ways that I like to start the day that help me kind of stay focused and keep my energy high. And then there's certain activities that if I do in the morning, it will just kind of mess up my whole day. So that's for me. That's how I kind of get into my groove. I start the day right. I take breaks, I take time to get outside, move my body, etc. But everyone's different in what helps them kind of get into the flow. Okay, let's look at the middle card. This is for the middle of the week. So Wednesday, Thursday-ish, and we have the Emperor. Now, what I like here is the Two of Coins to me is about kind of juggling different things, keeping all the balls in the air, keeping things moving and going, whereas the Emperor is more a card of mastery. This is more about really stepping into your power. So there's a bit of a shift. Beginning of the week, you're just kind of trying to get your ducks in a row, figure stuff out. By midweek, there is an opportunity to kind of tap into your, I don't know if you want to call it like your zone of genius, or really kind of tapping into your inner wisdom and your inner power. And the Emperor is about personal boundaries, drawing a line in the sand, and really, I'm trying to think of the way to describe this guy. The Emperor is kind of a maverick. He does his own thing. In some ways, he's very conventional and might seem like a bit of a stuffed shirt, and he's kind of a little bit uptight. But in other ways, he can be a bit of a rebel. He doesn't like to be told what to do. He likes to set his own rules, his own boundaries. He likes to do his own thing. So I feel like there is this surge of independence and this surge of power with the Emperor. So midweek, this is a time to really stand up for yourself. Midweek is a time to stand your ground. This isn't necessarily a time to allow others to push you around. And there's moments where you want to kind of maybe be compromising and bend to the will of others sometimes. Sometimes that's what works best. And other times you want to be like the Emperor and you just want to be like, no, I'm doing my own thing. So I feel like there is this sense of real independence and power with the Emperor. So midweek is a good time, I think, to like if you're having to negotiate something, if there's anything that requires you to be assertive and powerful, middle of the week is a good time to do it. Now, the downside of the Emperor is he can be really stubborn, and so stubborn that it's just kind of stupid. Like, have you ever known anyone that's so stubborn that sometimes it works for them, but other times they're like, oh, if you were just a little less stubborn, like, you know, it's almost, yeah. Anyway, I know a few people like that. They're just so stubborn that they're unwilling to consider anything from someone else's point of view, or they're unwilling to even bend and give just a little. And that is the downside of the Emperor. So that's just something to watch out for. It's good to be powerful and assertive and to stand up for yourself, but just watch any kind of tendencies towards being really stubborn. The end of the week, we have 8 of Coins. So this is the card for kind of the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday-ish. And the 8 of Coins is actually a card of work and focus and working on something, and really just focusing your energy on a particular task or a particular project. And it may not be a particularly exciting project, but it's something that in the greater scheme of things is important. It's something that needs to be done. I guess that's not the most exciting card to get for the weekend. But a message I get with the 8 of Coins is whatever it is you're working on, or whatever hobbies you're wanting to get good at, or skills that you're trying to learn, the 8 of Coins says keep at it. Sometimes learning and getting good at something, there's a lot of like practice and kind of grinding and just showing up and putting in the time that is needed in order to really advance your skills and advance your abilities and your knowledge. So 8 of Coins is a card of hard work. So I almost feel like there is this real surge of like fiery kind of energy with this card. We have the fire going in the background. And I think that working hard is something that you will find will come easily if it's something that you're passionate about. If the thing you're working on has meaning, if it's something you're fired up about, you're passionate about, then the hard work doesn't feel like hard work at all. I also noticed that there seems to be like fire or like sunlight or something in the background of the Emperor as well. So and both of these cards have this kind of raw, kind of masculine energy to them as well. And they're sort of fiery and glowing. So I think that that's interesting. And then we also have the red ribbon in the figure 8 here. And so I wouldn't call Two of Coins like a passionate or fiery card, but we have that color red there as well. So, okay, so let's zoom out. Let's look at all of these cards together. To me, it feels like there's a lot of potential this week. There's a lot of like that fiery energy, that power that wants to be tapped into. And if you can find something to channel that into, like a project or some kind of work, that's a good thing. That will feel good. And as I look at the 8 of Coins, I think of my own life, what I'm doing right now, and the project I'm working on right now is sorting through my whole living space, like my closets, my cupboards, my drawers, storage, everything. I'm going through everything and clearing out clutter. And it feels kind of exhausting. It feels like really grinding work doing that, but it has meaning for me and it's helping me in some ways. But to me, it feels like that kind of unsexy work that the 8 of Coins represents. Like the 8 of Coins is not a card of like glory. It's a card of like putting in the time, putting in the work, showing up. Okay, so yeah, as I look at all of these cards, I get the sense like there's a certain amount of power, untapped energy that wants to be tapped into this week. And Two of Coins provides the key. It says, once you get into the flow, that kind of unlocks that energy, that power. And on a practical level, the Two of Coins, I feel like this is also about kind of getting organized, like organizing things, getting your ducks in a row, but at the same time being willing to go with the flow. And plans will change. Just because you've planned on something and you've put it in your calendar doesn't mean it's going to happen. So Two of Coins is about get organized, but also be willing to fluctuate and kind of go with the flow. And Emperor is telling you to really stand your ground and stand up for the things that are important to you. And 8 of Coins is saying that there is a lot of power in simply showing up and putting in the time. Whatever that means for you, simply showing up and putting in the time is kind of the theme of the 8 of Coins. So actually I want to say a very grounded reading. We have the 2 coins or pentacles cards, and then we have the Emperor, and the Emperor is number 4 in the major arcana. And just think of number 4 as like a square. It's a square. It has 4 sides. It's very stable. So, and all of these cards are even numbered. We have 2, 4, and 8. So that's interesting. The 2 gets doubled with the Emperor and then again doubled again. So I think that's kind of fascinating, actually. I'm surprised I noticed it. I normally don't notice stuff like that. So I just want to thank you for watching. I hope that you found this reading helpful. I hope it's given you a few ideas. Again, feel free to leave a comment below if you have a take on these cards or you want to share something. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. And be sure to check out the rest of my channel. I've got lots of fun learning videos. I've got a deep dive series, which I will be resuming again for those of you who've been following it. So I've been diving deeply into each. I did all the majors and now I'm doing the court cards, and I'm going to get back to it really soon. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.